Hi there, welcome back to the demonstration of Acts part 8, and this is the second part of part 8. So thank you for joining once again, and I pray that God would do in your life exceedingly abundantly above all that you ask or think, according to the power of God that is at work in you. Amen. May God do the supernatural. May He work miracles, signs and wonders in your life. Amen. Because Isaiah 8:18 says that we and our children that God has given us are for signs and wonders. Amen. So may you walk in the supernatural. May you walk in the power of God, and may it continually be at work in you to do for His will and for His good pleasure. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. And just carrying on from what I was saying about the lady, that I began to disciple a couple of years ago. So one of the things I did was send her an audio of a prayer that I prayed for her, and I sent it on WhatsApp in an audio because she requested I send a prayer to her. So I thank God that she's grown within those 2 years, and on the 1st of August we started to pray for an hour a day from 6 to 7 p.m. Initially I thought, can I fit this in? But you know what? We can actually fit in an hour a day. And I'm talking about apart from my usual prayers. Initially I thought, oh, how will I fit that in? But sometimes it's the case that, do we really want to put the effort in praying for an hour a day? Because if we're not doing that prayer for an hour, we might be fitting something else in that hour that might not be kingdom related or beneficial for God's kingdom. It could be sitting in front of the TV watching something for an hour. Sometimes that's easier for the flesh, isn't it? It could be chatting to somebody on the phone for an hour. It could be just doing anything else but praying. So I can't believe that I actually enjoy, praying for an hour a day. That is with somebody. That is outside my own prayer time. And you know what? I find it, I get excited. I can't wait. I literally can't wait, for 6 o'clock to hit when we start praying together. Because the more you pray, in fact, we're actually praying in the spirit. So it's mostly in the spirit. And that's why she wanted us to pray, because it was in the spirit. And when you're praying in the spirit, you're building your spirit man up. And it ignites you and it makes you want to pray more in the spirit, and it builds you up. When we give more to the spirit, we go into another dimension. And since I've been praying for an hour a day, in the spirit, I've just started to have so many dreams. So I thank God for what He's revealing and what He's showing me in these dreams. And also the lady that I've been praying with, she too has been having dreams. Amen. So I thank God for that discipleship. And there's another lady that I began to disciple in about 2002 or 2003. She was a teenager at the time, and thank God that now, in this day and age now, she's still serving God. She's still going to church, because when I started to disciple her, she wasn't going to church. So I thank God for the power of discipleship and for the miracle which that is. And this series is about speaking the miracles of God. Amen. So I thank God for the power of discipleship. Amen. And speaking about faith, because when we do these kind of things, it's walking in faith. Amen. So we believe God, for winning souls, discipling people, going out there to evangelize, in different aspects of, the world, and believing God for what He has called us to be and to do for our destiny, walking in faith. Amen. And no matter what challenges we go through, it doesn't mean we're not walking in faith. Amen. When we go through challenges and we express those challenges, it does not mean we're not walking in faith. There's so many people that I know where God has got a great plan for their lives, and they've been through so many serious challenges. Because when God calls you for a purpose, there's a journey which you go on, and it might not be a smooth road, a smooth journey. Amen. And many people that I've heard of their testimonies, of their trials, went through a lot of challenges, a lot of severe stuff. John 14:12 says, Jesus said, "Assuredly I say to you, He who believes in me and the works that I do, he will do also, and greater works than these will he do. Amen. And this is what Jesus is saying to us. He was saying to us, and it applies to now, that those greater works we will do. And when you think about it, in the book of John, in one of the verses, it says that not all what Jesus did, not all his miracles, not all the work that he did is recorded in the Bible. So can you imagine the amount of work that Jesus did? And he's saying that if we believe in him and the works that he did, we will do also, and greater works shall we do. Amen. And we can do that every day of our lives, no matter what. We don't have to, have a title to perform miracles in people's lives. We don't have to have a title to, perform the Great Commission. We don't have to have a title to impact our sphere of influence or our community or the world that we live in. Amen. As long as we've got God's power within us, we can, make an impact, in our world, in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. And, when I look at people in the Bible, I think, wow, the mighty works that they did, how they, went against the grain, and how they, went against opposition, like John and Peter, when they preached the gospel in the book of Acts, and, they had the Jewish rulers, in opposition against them like Jesus did. But I thank God that, we too can preach the gospel, to the glory of God. And when I think about people like Daniel, you dared to be like Daniel. And I'm just going to read about Daniel and some other people in the Bible who dared to go against the grain, who dared to go against opposition, to do the work of God and to, pray to God and to do things that, they weren't supposed to do in those days. Amen. So I'm just going to read Daniel chapter 6 from verses 6 to 10. But actually, I think I'm going to come back still on part 8, but it's continuing. Amen. I'm going to come back and read about Daniel. God bless you.